Yeah, you know what's up. This is the fantasy football. What's this called? What's this show called again? The DT what? DFS report. Okay? And me, the Hurricane, don't know shit about fantasy football. And I believe the winning quarterbacks should get some points. But that's for another story another day. But my man Rowdy Riley and the Birdman know this shit cold. So I'm along for the ride. So I said, guys, how can I contribute, my brother? And I said, can the Hurricane put some stone cold U.S. currency on it? So we're in. 2 entries to win $2.5 million. You heard? And we're going in right now. First up, let's go to Rowdy Riley Aruda's team that he put in, and Birdie and Riley consult on each other's team. So,
but we like to keep it different. No players same.
No players same. So Rowdy Riley, break it down to me. Now you have one quarterback, two running backs, right?
Yep, 2 running backs,
3 receivers.
Yes, sir.
A flex.
Yep.
A tight end.
Yep.
And a defense.
Yes.
And a kicker.
No kicker.
No kicker.
All right. So my team, which you can see right here on the right.
Hold on. What's the budget?
The budget is 60 Gs. 60 Gs.
60 Gs. And the highest price player around the board is
McCaffrey. When I screenshotted it, I should have put him in there.
Okay.
But he's right above Mahomes, where you can see right here.
Yeah.
Mahomes is 9,000. McCaffrey's 10 Gs because he is the best player in fantasy by far. When he is healthy, it's not a question. He's the best player in fantasy because he catches.
Run, pass on,
he catches like a receiver who's like the year he was in 2019. He had 103 or 105 catches, the second most in all of the league, and he's a running back. So he gets you all the rushing yards, all the catching yards, all the touchdowns, whatever. But I didn't pick him because I think he might not play this week, so I didn't roll with him. Right. So
my $60,000 to spend.
$60,000 to work with.
So send me the players and the monetary value attached.
So $60,000, I got it by 9 players. Right. So starting from the top with quarterback, I took my man Aaron Rodgers. He was kind of cheaper, $7,700. To put in perspective, Mahomes is 9 Gs, so I'm spending about $1,300 less on him. I know he's playing Chicago. Chicago's a good defense, but the reason why I picked him is because we'll skip down to receiver, but I also took Davante Adams, who I believe is the second best player in fantasy.
Now explain the stack.
Yes, exactly.
It's critical in
and that's why I took him, because Davante Adams is the best receiver in fantasy by far. The dude is an absolute animal. And if he gets no matter what yards he gets, no matter what touchdowns he gets, you're going to get the double points because you have Rodgers on your team. So
you're going with the no.
Yes, exactly. So if Rodgers and Adams combine for 2 touchdowns, that's 12 points. That's 24 points just from 2 touchdowns alone from those 2 guys on your team.
Sure.
If you stack them up. And then I run him back, because I don't know why we just skipped to Adams.
No, that's relevant because we talked about the stack. Well, who are you 2 running backs?
Running back, I got Khalil Herbert, who Birdie didn't know. I'm guessing you don't know who he is. Yeah. He's the 3rd string running back on the Bears, but right now he is the 1st string running back because David Montgomery got hurt a couple weeks ago. He's on the IR for about 6 to 8 weeks. And then this dude Williams was the starting running back, and Khalil Herbert was the second running back. But last week they split carries, snap shares, 53% and 47%. So they were 50-50. But Williams just got COVID, and he's on COVID list, so he's not going to be playing Sunday.
He's the only running back
he's the only running back there.
He's getting all the touches.
He's getting all the touches, and he was dirt cheap for $5,500 as a starting running back. Dirt cheap. I had to take him just because last week he had 11 fantasy points, and he was the backup. Never mind if you takes those 15 points that Williams has. Granted, he has to do what Williams did, but if you put all those points together, that's 26 points. For $5,500, I'm taking that.
I think they're going to limit the times that Fields throws the ball as well.
And then my second running back is DeAndre Swift. So I don't know if Eugene's listening, but Eugene was talking about Swift coming into season. I didn't like him at all. I hated him because I hated his team. But he's been catching the ball like nobody's business. They're going to be down, I think, against Cincinnati. He's going to score a lot of points. He's going to catch a lot of balls out of the backfield, which is a PPR league, right, Birdie?
I believe so.
Yeah, so this is points per reception. So every time he catches the ball, that's 1 point. So I'm really hoping for him to catch a lot of balls out of the backfield, maybe get into the end zone, but catching the balls is very key for Swift, so that's why I took him for $7,100, And then at receivers, my favorite pick of the week, I think, is Terry McLaurin on Birdie's Washington football team, because I think the Chiefs have the worst defense in the league, and if Terry McLaurin can break out a couple huge plays and Taylor Heineke has to hit somebody who's wide open, those could be huge points for us, for Terry McLaurin. And then my second favorite pick on the whole team is Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, the receiver from the Ravens. Lamar has been destroying it. The only reason why I didn't stack Lamar and Marquise Brown was because Lamar was a lot more expensive than Aaron Rodgers were.
Yeah, sure.
But Hollywood Brown last week had a 38-point
And
game.
your first wide receiver pick is going against the Kansas City Chiefs. Am I correct?
Yeah, Terry McLaurin. And but I also
and they've been giving it up.
have Devontae Adams as well. So
Okay.
So yeah, he's my third. My second receiver is Marquise Brown, and then third receiver is Devontae Adams, and then tight end went a little bit of cheaper option, but a guy who has massive upside is Jared Cook. He's the tight end for the Chargers, and the reason why I like him is because Herbert's gonna throw the ball like crazy, and he's eventually gonna get a few catches.
Sure.
And if one, maybe two, hopefully, we're just hoping for one gets in the end zone. That's already 6 points right there. Tight ends score you the least amount of points in your whole team, so you're just trying to find a diamond in the rough, and I'm hoping he's the one. And then the flex play, I have Kareem Hunt. He's just the run game for the Browns is the best in the league. They got two guys just pounding the ball down your throat. That doesn't sound right, but they got two guys just killing it. And Kareem Hunt has just been those two. Hunt and Chubb have been working well together. So I just took Hunt in the flex. And then huge pick is the Panthers because of the sweepstakes we talked about. If
$100,000, right?
Yep. If your defense scores a touchdown,
you'll split 100.
Yep. If your defense scores a touchdown, you'll split $100,000 between everybody's whose defense scored a touchdown. So I took Carolina because I think Kirk Cousins could throw an interception, maybe fumble, and near the end zone. The Carolina Panthers have one of the best defenses in the league. So I'm just hoping for something. Maybe even like a block punt for a touchdown.
Sure.
So I felt like I put a pretty good team up for the money that I had because of how cheap Herbert was. And I thought Khalil Herbert, not Justin Herbert, if you're listening, not watching.
Okay.
So that is my team.
All right, man. Sounds like a plan.
So Birdman, there you go. Floor is yours, and the team is on the screen.
Here we go. We're going to start off with Riley's talking about the stack. I went with, and it's basically a kind of a double stack on mine. Starting off with Matthew Stafford of the Rams playing against the Giants this week. The Giants are banged up. The Rams this game could turn to a blowout, which is what we hope. So we'll go with Matthew Stafford. We'll also go with, was his name Darrell Henderson?
Yes, Darrell Henderson. Darrell Henderson
Jr. He's the running
Jr.
back also for the Rams. So if that offense goes off, hopefully he'll be part of it, and we can get some points there. And we also have a favorite of yours, Riley, which is Jonathan Taylor of the Colts.
Oh, I love both their running backs, by the way. Love them.
I love Taylor, and I'll hope, like you said last week, that he gets the majority of the carries here. That's the only drawback to Taylor is they seem to split up the carries between three running backs. But when they're on the goal line, when you want to get the touchdown points, he's the guy that's going to be in there for the most part. So we'll go with him also. Wide receivers, like I said, with the double stack, we're going with Robert Woods of the Rams.
Love it.
So now if Stafford and Woods hook up, and with the running back Henderson, you got three guys from the Rams there to put some points up.
I love it.
I'm also going with another Indianapolis player, Michael Pittman.
Did you see his catch on Monday?
He's a very underrated receiver.
I'll show you his catch after this. It was ridiculous, but keep going.
Anyway, Indianapolis is playing Houston, which they're at home.
I love your strategy.
Worst defenses in the league, so I want to play matchups here.
And turf, right?
Yeah.
Love it.
Now I'm going to let Riley chime in on these next two because these are picks that I made for his team. The other wide receiver I took was a guy by the name of Cortland Sutton.
Love him. Absolutely love that pick. Jerry Jeudy's still not there, so he's going to get all of the targets. I love it. He had a monster game against Pittsburgh.
I took him, and I took as a tight end, I believe his name is Noah Fant.
Noah Fant. Yeah, Noah Fant. He's been great.
These guys were listed as stardoms on the NFL Network, which I saw. They usually put stardom or some. Both these guys were pegged to be starters from their fantasy for this week, so that's why I got them in there at a decent price. Getting back to my flex is hitting on what you said earlier about the Kansas City's defense. I took Antonio Gibson.
Absolutely love it.
Redskins, who I think can have, although I don't think Washington will beat Mahomes, they could put some points up on
Kansas City's defense is vulnerable. I like that.
Gibson's a guy that could have a breakout.
Gibson had a 72-yard reception a couple weeks ago for a touchdown.
And going with the theme of defenses to try to score touchdowns, I took Indianapolis at home against a rookie quarterback, against a very below average offense, maybe a turnover, a pick six, a fumble. So we got the.
So one thing I want to ask you, because if people looked up here where it says your lineup, next to it you can see salary remaining is $800.
Okay.
Why didn't you use the last $800? I'm just asking.
Well, because basically I didn't want to go. I did look in the tight end pool, which there was really nothing. That's where I was going to try to upgrade because everything else I liked on here.
Yep.
But the tight end I would have upgraded. But when I went in there for $800 more, there was nothing really that jumped out at me. And a lot of those players were injured that I would have taken. So I just left it at that. Not only that, it's sometimes when I've done this many times, I pull a guy out and then replace it. And then the guy has a monster day and burns me. So I always like to go at what I put down here.
Fair enough. Just
So.
That's right, baby. Trust your instincts.
Yeah, that's it.
So we're rooting for the Colts and the Panthers on defense to grab the quick $100,000, right?
Yep.
And then for the $2.5 million,
we got Rams players offensively, Colts players, and on his lineup you got the Green Bay, a stack with Green Bay.
Yeah, you got Green Bay you want to root for. A lot of the football team, because I have a big football. We have the two biggest players on the football team, which is McLaurin and Gibson. Those are the guys that are by far the best.
Key game,
Washington key game.
I got you.
What else?
You want to see a lot of points in those games.
Yeah, a lot of points in that game.
You don't want to see a defensive game. Say like if the Redskins defense comes out and starts slowing the game down and Mahomes can't get on track, then it slows both sides down.
Basically, our quarterbacks as well. You want to see Packers and Rams.
You want to see track meets like Cleveland, San Diego last week, where the offenses are going. And you have the players that are going to do that in a game.
I love
like
it.
That, so.
I love it. You don't have to listen to us, but you better respect us. Rowdy Riley and the Birdman doing it. We're going after that big dough. We're going after that big bag.
Let's do it. Peace.